Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of the EDC, Season 13 Ignite Division. I have for you this week our Week 6 match against Dashing Sceptile, coach of the Seattle Sigilif. If you guys did not watch last week's match in Week 5, be sure to go check that out down below. But we did end up pulling out a victory last week, so we're sitting at 2-3 right now. I'm not quite sure what our differential is, I don't entirely remember, but we are sitting at 2-3. Playoffs are still very much a thing. We have 9 weeks, so ideally we win 3 of our next 4 games to sit at 5-4 and give us a good shot to make the playoffs. But it's going to start here against Dashing Sceptile. So let's go ahead and get into the team. So I believe Dashing Sceptile's 3-2 on the season, or 4-1 on the season. He's had a pretty good season so far. Posting with some threats such as Weavile, Manaphy, Terra ARMAROUGE is pretty scary, a good wall core of Skarmory Florges, Terra Lycanroc is a demon, Serperior is not Terra but still a good mon, Regieleki, Swampert, Arbok, and then Porygon 2. So definitely some threats that we have to watch out for. And let's just start out here with Metallica or Sandaconda. So Sandaconda making their first appearance this season, and actually only appearance, because we did make transactions last week, but this is the last week for transactions, and a new coach went ahead and dropped Torterra. So I went ahead and I dropped Sandaconda and Smeargle, so unfortunately Smeargle's not coming at all this season, for Terra Torterra. So I moved the Terra from Arboliva over to Torterra. Torterra uses a lot more, but just gives us a better physical ground type. But obviously we have Sandaconda this week, so you know, let's get as much mileage out of the Sandaconda as we can. But we have a Rocky Helmet here with Shedskin, Body Press, Glare, Rest, and Stealth Rock Max Phys Def. This is mainly here for the Lycanroc. Had some considerations to go Rindoberry because Terra Grass Lycanroc looked a little scary in the builder. And then running Calcs, Terra Fighting Close Combat does the same amount of damage, and it helps him resist First Impression from Slitherwing. So we're definitely anticipating a Terra Fighting, so if we could get some Rocky Helmet chip, that'd be pretty nice. I don't really have good answers for that thing, it just kind of is what it is. But Body Press kind of hits everything, Glare's pretty good as well, and then getting them rocks up. So we are going to have some troubles if like something like Skarmory comes in, but again, we can just Glare anything to get some speed control going. And then next up we have our Arboliva, Terra Water this week with Heavy Duty Boots, running Seed Sower, Terra Blast, Seed Bomb, Strength Sap, and Leech Seed. I have Strength Sap on right here. It might change to Encore before the battle, I still haven't decided yet. But we do have a lot of attack on here, and we have no special attack. We're Careful Nature, and the idea here is we want to be physically offensive on Arboliva. And the reason why we need so much attack is so that our Terra Blast Water is physical. You can see there we have 230 attack, 229 special attack. And like I said, that is pretty important because something like the ARMAROUGE, we want to be able to hit that if it's going to Calm Mind on us. I would like to be able to hit that. I anticipate it to be Terra Ground ARMAROUGE, specifically for our Heatran. So we definitely want to be able to hit that and not let it set up Calm Minds on us. And then Leech Seed is really good for support into Heatran. So Arboliva is going to be taking on a lot of responsibility this week. Obviously the main answer for the Manaphy, but it's also decent for a couple of other things. We are pretty hard walled by Serperior, which is unfortunate, but it's not Terra Serperior, so I'm not really worried. So Arboliva gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting this week. And then next up we have our Iron Boulder with Booster Energy. We are Booster Speed, unsurprisingly. Mighty Cleave, Close Combat, Wild Charge, and Swords Dance. So Mighty Cleave is pretty good into my opponent's entire team. The only resistance is Swampert, which we will just hit with a Close Combat. Hopefully we have a Swords Dance up at that point. And it would be reasonable to get the Swords Dance up on something like a Florges that just can't really hit us that hard. P2 is also an option. It's just, you know, Shadow Ball's a thing, which it doesn't do a ton to us, but Tri Attack is also a little bit annoying. But then we have the Wild Charge there for the Skarmory, because I believe +2 Wild Charge does do a lot to Skarmory. I need a little bit of chip to kill, but yeah, Iron Boulder this week. The +1 speed from the Booster Energy will mean that we can outspeed a Trailblazed Lycanroc, which is really nice. But this is also the main way to revenge Weavile. because Weavile would be the fastest thing outside of Scarfs or Speed Control from my end, so we needed a way to be able to do damage to that. So Iron Boulder realistically can do a lot of damage this week. We just gotta be able to weaken that Swampert and set it up for success. And then next up we have Jogo, our Choppleberry Heatran with Flame Body, Lava Plume, Heavy Slam, Body Slam, Taunt, and then mostly physically defensive here. So I know he has an Armarouge, and Flash Fire would be pretty nice, but he could just run Aura Sphere, or like I said, it's probably pretty likely that it's going to be Terra Ground. So what's the point, really? I'd rather be Choppleberry Flame Body for that Weavile, so we can have some opportunities to get a Flame Body proc, and then Choppleberry obviously for low kick. Lava Plume, really good click into most of my opponent's team, really does not like getting burned on stuff. And then the Heavy Slam is for a Florges. Heavy Slam does a ton of damage from Florges. It's not a very heavy Pokemon, so we can do that, especially to a Calm Mind Florges. That's the main idea there. And then Body Slam was kind of the only thing that could punish Manaphy or Armarouge coming in effectively. Like, obviously I could run Earth Power for the Armarouge, but I think it's going to Terra anyways, so it kind of seems worthless. But I'd rather be able to Body Slam, maybe get a pair on the Manaphy. Obviously it could be Take Cart, but gives us a little bit of means of dealing with that, because obviously Heatran doesn't have Toxic in Paldea, and then Taunt is also just good for like a P2. It's good for the Florges, good for the Skarmory, some passive walls. So Heatran has a lot to do this week, to be honest. It's also an answer for Lycanroc to some degree if he's not Drill Run, which I don't anticipate he would be if he's going to be Terra Fighting. So Heatran going to need to at least deal with the Weavile this week. And then we have our Choice Scarf Slitherwing with U-Turn, Close Combat, Heavy Slam, and First Impression. Max Attack Adamant, like I said, Heavy Slam, a really good click into Florges. This thing does so much damage to it. But Choice Scarf U-Turn is really, really good here. It doesn't fare well into a lot of my opponent's walls. Like, obviously, Skarmory is not great, and like, the Florges is not a great matchup, even though I have Heavy Slam, because I'm Scarfed. I don't want to be Scarfed into Heavy Slam, to be honest. That's kind of like a last-ditch effort. But U-Turn is such a good click. Close Combat is also pretty good. It gives me another way to kill the P2, which could be otherwise a little bit annoying for my team. But then we also have First Impression on there, just in case. You never know when we might need it. Especially if my opponent is not Terra Fighting Lycanroc. I have no idea why they wouldn't be, but didn't really need another move on there. So Slitherwing, a good way to revenge kill stuff, and that's just kind of the theme of this week. My opponent has a ridiculously fast team, and Slitherwing is going to be a good way to revenge it. And another good way to revenge it is another Choice Scarf. We're bringing Double Scarf this week with our Zapdos. We have Thunderbolt, Hurricane, Heat Wave, and U-Turn. We have 252, Modest. We have just enough speed on there. Let me try and remember what this is for. I believe this is just enough speed to outspeed Armarouge. So if you Scarf Armarouge for whatever reason, I don't anticipate that to be the case. I think like a weak armor would make a little bit more sense, getting faster that way, which I believe our Booster Boulder will outspeed a +2 speed Armarouge. So we're covered for at least one of them. But yeah, Zapdos, really, really good offensive matchup in this week. Really, their only answer is going to be the Swampert, which obviously is kind of a theme for a lot of my team, but Arboliva can take it on pretty reasonably. But Thunderbolt is a insane click once that thing is gone. We have Hurricane for the Swampert as well. And then we have Heat Wave to hit that Weavile just a little bit harder. Like I said, Weavile is a pretty important mon to revenge, and obviously we take a lot from Ice Shard, but gives us just another option to be able to hit it just a little bit harder. It might come in handy, it might matter. I can't remember what the HP and defense, like why I split it that way. I built this team a while ago. I have to imagine it has to do something with the Accelerock rolls. But yeah, Zapdos, another way that we're going to be revenging stuff in this match. So yeah, that's going to be the team. We're going to have to play this pretty offensively, hopefully get some rocks up early with our Sandaconda, weaken stuff down with the Heatran and Arboliva, and then let our speed control breakers absolutely go to work. But it's going to be a tough game. We definitely got our work cut out for us. And yeah, I will see you guys in the match. All right, here we are connected with Dashing Sceptile for the match. Gonna go ahead and get this team put in here, and then we're gonna go ahead and sort out what we got going on here. So is Terra fighting Lycanroc? What we expected, and Terra grassed ARMAROUGE. Did not expect that. So that's a problem because our Arboliva is Terra water. That not good. This is really tragic. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna just go ahead and lead Zapdos. Fully aware that he could lead Swampert on me, but I kind of think it is what it is. Yeah, let's do it. We'll lead Zapdos here, because he could lead Skarmory for sure. That's definitely a reasonable suspicion here, because he sees no removal on my side. He might want to get the rocks up, but yeah. Good luck, have fun to Dashing Sceptile here. Okay, is going to lead Swampert. So, just go ahead and see what we're dealing with here. Hurricane would do massive damage. Absolutely massive damage if he's physically defensive. If he's specially defensive, which I kind of anticipate it won't do as much, but I do just expect rocks here. So let's go ahead and get a Hurricane off. And we do land it. Okay, that looks to be a little bit especially defensive. And he doesn't have a good switch into this thing, admittedly. You're not going to go Scarm. You don't know that I'm Scarfed. So I'm just going to Hurricane again. Does not have good switch ins to the Zapdos. If he knocks me off, I think that's okay. I would, like, slightly prefer that. Because I still have speed control in the back. We are going to land another one. Confusion would be huge. No confusion. Okay. So he's going to flip turn here and do massive damage. Massive, massive damage. Down to 210. So it did 35% to me. Is that max attack? That is max attack Adamant Swampert. Okay. So he's going to go out to Weavile here. Does he go ahead and call my low kick? Let's see if I can live. Heatran. If he calls it with low kick, that'd be kind of annoying. 27 initially, so we should live 2 for sure. Because I'm assuming the damage here is not really worth it. Because I could just miss. Like, we could do a lot, but I could also just miss. So I'm going to go Heatran here. Yeah, because he could knock off. It's pretty reasonable that he could knock off. We're just going to go Heatran here. It's our dedicated answer. Let's not overthink it too much. But that Swampert is sitting at about, we'll say 25%. Turn. Stealth Rock. Okay. So we're going to take rocks. He's going to go ahead and go for knockoff. So he does 216. Are we living that? We lose our Choppleberry. Yes, max roll from Jolly does 208. So we should just barely live. Do I want a Plume or do I just want a Body Slam? I definitely just want a Plume. Body Slam doesn't do enough to this thing. And like I said, Lava Plume is a really good click into a lot of his team. If he wants to go into ARMAROUGE, that's okay. It would be a little bit unfortunate, but I could just go ahead and Body Slam on the following turn. I think Manaphy is a much more reasonable swap here. Finn. Oh, that's back to Swampert, yeah? A burn would be huge here. A burn should kill it. Burn, 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 burn. Nice. Good shit, Heatran. Okay. So this thing is going to go down. Swampert out of the equation. So Scarf Zapdos looks insane at this point. We do have to worry about the priority. That's a thing. But this is going to be Manaphy, yeah? Has to be. Simply has to be. So we're gonna go instantly into our Arbalova. No reason to think about it. This is an instant play here. We're in an okay spot early. Zapdos hitting those 2 Hurricanes is pretty big. He's got a Tail Glow. Okay. We anticipated that. So, Arbalova into Manaphy at +3. Ice Beam, we probably live. If I go Terra Water, Energy Ball is the same roll. But I think it's in my best interest to go ahead and go for it here, and we'll get a pretty big Seed Bomb off on this thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Because this will put it in range to be revenged by either Zapdos or by Iron Boulder. Goes for Energy Ball. Okay. Calls the Terra. And we do live on 9. Huge that we live there. Super, super important that we live there. Because this damage is going to do quite a bit, actually. Do 64. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have the calc with, whatchamacallit, with Grassy Terrain on. So that's good. I don't think I can save this thing, because this could be any move. So I'm going to go ahead and just sack it here. I'll Seed Bomb, just in case, but does go for the Surf. Okay, that's fine. But I believe that confirms that he's not Modest. Into Arbalova. Yeah, Modest would have guaranteed killed. Okay, so Zapdos just kind of does some damage. You feel me? Zapdos kind of does some things, and I can come in twice. If he's Wakanberry. If he's Wakanberry, it's still a roll. Or can I just go Slither? That's another consideration. U-turn doesn't kill. I'm gonna go Zapdos here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Zapdos here. If he's Wakanberry, it's a roll. So we're just gonna Thunderbolt. Let's not think too hard about it. Playing fast, playing loose. Because yeah, outside of Skarmory, like, this thing doesn't have a ton of usefulness. I will save it if I can, just because it's pretty good in the late game. Although if he goes, or it's good for Skarmory at least. He's gonna withdraw. Okay. What do you go, Armarouge? Or is that the Weavile? He goes Weavile. Big Thunderbolt. We get the Para. That's enormous. That's enormous. Zapdos is showing up this week. That is for damn sure, ladies and gentlemen. Zapdos is absolutely showing up this week. So Ice Shard would kill me. Would it make sense for him to have Ice Shard? Yeah, I also don't want the Heatran out, because then you could just go Manaphy and then it's like another hard turn. So I think Thunderbolt is kind of correct here. I'm gonna just go for it. I don't think he has Ice Shard. There's also a Parachance. He does have it. Okay. Unfortunate. But now we can just go Slither here. Slither absolutely kills this thing. And we just U-turn. Upper hand. So sorry. I did not click first impression. That's heat though. That's heat though. I appreciate it. I appreciate the heat. Okay, we've all down. So we're gonna get out here. I think the biggest thing is not letting the Manaphy set up, and it's not letting the ARMAROUGE set up. So I think it is in my best interest to go ahead and go Iron Boulder. Yes, I believe that is my best interest. It is in my best interest to do. Do I outspeed ARMAROUGE? Did I speed creep it? 256? I did not. Okay. But that's okay. He's Terragrass, so we have options. Yeah, I think I have to go Iron Boulder because I can't let the Manaphy in for free and I can't let the ARMAROUGE in for free. That is just bad business. So, okay. We're in here with our Boulder. Pop the booster. This kind of forces him into a scenario where he has to go Skarmory. How much is Ironhead doing to us? If he's fully defensive, Ironhead truly does not do that much. It's tempting. But I do still really need this thing. Or do I just go Heatran? I think I go Heatran and double the Slither. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go Heatran and double the Slither. I need a turn where I just kill something. Or double back to Boulder, to be honest. Or I guess I could body slam this turn. Attack what's in front of me here. Doesn't do enough to Manaphy is the only problem. But I think it's fine, because if I get the Para, we're in a good spot. I'll body slam here. Because it covers an ARMAROUGE as well. ARMAROUGE, let's go. Give me the Para, give me the Para, give me the Para, give me the Para, give me the Para. Come on. Give it to me. Weak armor, Para, please. No, Para, okay. Boulder doesn't outspeed now. I'm gonna go ahead and taunt this thing. Has Scorching Sands, okay. Slitherwing to ARMAROUGE. Well, this is not good, ladies and gentlemen. This is really not good. I think it just outspeeds everything. I didn't preserve the Boulder well enough. Not getting body slam was not good. Man, why did he bring Grass ARMAROUGE? I think I have to go Boulder here. I don't... Damn. I think I have to hope for no Grass move, but like, why wouldn't you be Grass move? You're Terra Grass. I think I have to make this play. If I get it wrong, I lose the game, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose anyways. So many threats, dude. Terra Grass? Show me Terra Grass. Endure. What's the game plan here? Slither Wing, Armarouge. This has a chance to kill. I think I have to go for it. I have nothing else that'll kill it because it outspeeds Boulder. I'm gonna go first impression here. He's gonna Terra Grass. Oh, he's expecting Earthquake here. As long as he doesn't have Protect, we should be okay. Hold up. Nah, it's just Endure. Endure is really good. Yeah, because I don't... He can just click Endure every single time. Yeah, this is cooked. Weakness policy. It's just tough. Well, I guess yeah, it doesn't matter what I do here. This is just lost. Yeah, I don't know. This matchup's pretty impossible to play. This matchup is impossible to play. Terra Armarouge is so insane. Yeah, Stored Power, GG's. Well played. Not much to it. Just click a button, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it clicks, it kills. No, why are you clicking Endure, dude? You already kill. I guess playing around quick attack, but that doesn't help you. You already outsped too. Just end the game. Yeah, there it is. I mean, well prepped. I mean, what am I gonna do, really? Just well played, to be honest. My play is CC. I don't know why you need to keep kicking Endure. I mean, I get it there for first impression, but like, I didn't understand it on the Boulder. Yep, knew this would be a problem, but there's nothing I can do. It just solos my team. But yeah, we're gonna lose again. So we're 2-4, and we need to win out to make the playoffs. So it's gonna be rough, and we're gonna hopefully win out. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully the changes help us play a little bit better. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.